We are 6 practices in to Giants training camp, so I thought it would be a good idea to look back and tell you who I think is the biggest winner and the biggest losers so far. Every time I do this video, people are like, Marshall, there are no losers. These guys are millionaires. And I get it. They're not losers. But they haven't produced or really played all that well so far in training camp, and that could be a little bit worrisome for the team. We'll break that down coming up in a second. But if you are ready for the first preseason game for the New York Giants, it's on like August 8th against the Buffalo Bills, right around the corner. We're going to be live on the channel for one of our watch parties. I want to see you there. So hit that thumbs up icon, and let's dive into it. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Halfway through training camp, the Giants will resume practices on July 31st. They'll roll 3 days in a row, 31st, 1st, and 2nd. They'll take a day off on August 3rd, and then they'll close it out on August 4th. Preseason will be here, and then they will start their first joint practice against the New York Jets. They actually have 2 joint practices, so that'll be a good opportunity to see kind of where the Giants stack up against the Jets. A lot of what the Giants do well, the Jets also do well. So you're going to get a good look at this offensive line against a talented Jets defensive line, and the Jets offensive line is improving, so you'll get to see where this defensive line stacks up against the young and improving Jets. O-line, first preseason game, August 9th. Football season is here. My biggest winner of training camp, shocker, Abdul Carter. Every person that's been at training camp, every person I've talked to that's been at training camp, they say the same thing. He might already be the best player on this football team. He is unblockable. And everything that we talked about on the scouting report, everything we hyped up, everything we saw on film at Penn State, it has been clear that it wasn't a mirage. It's the truth. This guy is the real deal. And that's why you go and pick a player like Abdul Carter at number 3 overall. I like how the Giants are using him all over the line of scrimmage, lining him up in the A gap. We've seen him in between the guard and the center. He's lined up on the outside shade of the tackle. He's played off ball. I think we're going to see Abdul Carter play a little bit more off-ball inside linebacker than maybe we originally anticipated, and that's just so you can get Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, and Kayvon Thibodeau all on the field at the same time. Abdul Carter has been as good, if not better, than advertised, and I might even be a little upset if he just doesn't win Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's how good he's looked. I also got to give love to our quarterback, our guy, Russell Wilson. Maybe it's just because we know what's been going on at the quarterback position over the last 6 years during Giants training camp, and having to hear everybody say, Marshall, it's just practice. Marshall, he's coming back from injury. Marshall, he hasn't played in a year. Well, this guy is showing us what a professional quarterback is supposed to look like in a controlled practice. Every pass he throws seems like it's on time, on target, and a very catchable football. That's one of the biggest differences I've seen. He throws a catchable ball. We know the other guy did not, and he is bringing a winning attitude, mindset, and overall feel to this football team. This team now believes in their quarterback, and that's half the battle of a team sport. You got to believe in the guy next to you. And when you believe in your quarterback, the most important position on your football team, that speaks volumes. And Russell Wilson, I truly do believe, is in for a bounce-back season. I think he's going to have a great year. Hopefully he plays all 17 games. That means the Giants are winning football games. I've been impressed with Russ from a leadership perspective, face of the organization perspective, and just playing the quarterback position at a high level. I'm going back to a rookie. Cam Skattebo is starting to take over that RB1 role, in my opinion. They kind of worked him along slowly in the spring, didn't do too much, but when the pads came on at training camp back on Monday, he had big-time play after big-time play after big-time play. Didn't do that too much on Tuesday, kind of just managing that workload, but it's not just his ability to run through somebody's face. His vision, his timing, his football IQ, and his ability to be a receiver out of the backfield, I think is going to get him onto the football field very early into his rookie year. I still think Tyrone Tracy is RB1 on this football team. I think he will get the bulk of the carries in week 1, week 2. But after that, man, I think you could be getting a lot of Cam Skattebo when it comes to the Giants' rep share in that running back room. I also don't want to discount Devin Singletary. Motor is still going to be a part of this football team. Brian Dable likes him. Brian Dable trusts him. Joe Shane likes him. Joe Shane trusts him. It's going to be a 3-headed running back room, and I think by week 17, Skattebo is going to be the lead back amongst that trio. I can't believe we're doing this. Evan Neal. Yes, that guy. Evan Neal. The bust. The 3-time bust. He's busted 3 times, pause, so far throughout his NFL career. But he looks good, man. The change from going from right tackle to playing on the interior offensive line has changed how he has been as a player and how he is being viewed by this organization. He didn't have the balance. He didn't have the quickness or the foot speed to be able to play at that right tackle spot and play on an island and deal with edge rushers. But when you're 6'7", 340 pounds, you can move to the interior and you can just win by being a massive human being that takes up a lot of space. And we know when Evan Neal gets engaged in a block on an inside run, he's able to move people. And I truly believe the Giants are giving him every opportunity to be that starting left guard. And I think he's making the most of those opportunities. We saw on Monday in full pads, hell of a day. Won every rep in his one-on-one pass blocking situations. We saw on day 2, he went 1 for 2 against Abdul Carter. He's been the only player on the Giants that could block Abdul Carter. Very pumped up what I've seen about Evan Neal. If he does start, which I am hoping, because I think that raises the floor and heightens the ceiling of your run game, this team's going to be able to push some people around. You go Andrew Thomas, Evan Neal, John Michael Schmitz at center. You move Runyon from left guard to right guard. You have Illuminor full-time at your right tackle spot. That's a pretty damn decent offensive line. And I don't know the last time we could say that about the New York Giants. A training camp winner on the defensive side of the football for me is Cor'Dale Flott. It is an official training camp battle between Cor'Dale Flott and Deonte Banks for that CB2 spot next to Paulson Adebo. The Giants have practiced 6 times. On the first day of practice in training camp, Cor'Dale Flott was CB2. Then on day 2, it was Deonte Banks. And then day 3 was Cor'Dale Flott. Day 4 was Deonte Banks. Day 5, it was Cor'Dale Flott. Day 6, it was Deonte Banks. The fact that Deonte Banks has not taken this job from Flott means a couple things. He's not playing all that well. Talk about him in a little bit, not on the winners list. And Flott is doing enough to not lose that job. I've always kind of liked Cor'Dale Flott. I like his versatility to play inside at the slot, to play outside as well. He's had some big-time pass breakups in his career. He's versatile. 840 snaps at the outside corner spot, 509 in the slot in his career. So he can wear multiple hats. And when you can do that, you're going to just put more trust in your coaching staff to throw you out there. I don't know if he's going to be the starting corner week 1. I want it to be Deonte Banks because he's a first-round pick, and you need those guys to produce. But Cor'Dale Flott, man, he's going to play a lot more than I think people expect this year. Look for him to potentially be your CB2 week 1 on the opposite side of Paulson Adebo. There's been a lot of talk about Daniel Bellinger being a cut candidate for the New York Giants, and it makes a lot of sense. He makes almost $4 million. The Giants, they only have about $3 million in cap space. So if you cut him, you could 2x your current cap space. But I think doing that would be a bad idea. He's caught passes from Russell Wilson. He's caught passes from Jameis Winston. He's caught passes from Jackson Dart. The hands look good. He's making plays. I think he's a better blocker than Thomas Fidone. I want to keep Daniel Bellinger on this team. I thought showed a good relationship and chemistry with Russell Wilson so far. There was a play early on in training camp from probably 15 yards out. He just runs a dig route from right to left, catches it on the goal line through traffic, gets upfield, touchdown Giants. I think Daniel Bellinger is earning a roster spot, and I want to see that happen. Let's go to a UDFA. Beaux Collins, the wide receiver out of Notre Dame. He is a training camp winner so far for the Giants. There have been injuries at the wide receiver spot for the Giants so far. We know Malik Neighbors is dealing with a shoulder injury right now. Not worried about that. But Jalin Hyatt hasn't practiced since the first day of training camp. We've also seen Wan'Dale Robinson not practice over the last couple of days due to his collision that he had with Brian Burns. There's a spot on this wide receiver depth chart for UDFA to go and claim it. Like, whether that is Beaux Collins, Daquan Felton, Jordan Bly, Dalen Cambre. I'm sorry. Lil Jordan Humphrey, Zach Pascal, Amir Smith-Marset, they're written in pencil on the depth chart. They can easily be replaced. And if Beaux Collins keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to make it a tough decision for general manager Joe Shane to see who does it. I also like what I'm seeing from Dalen Cambre, the UDFA wide receiver out of Louisiana. I did a roster projection a couple of weeks ago, and I had Dalen Cambre on that because of his ability to contribute on special teams. He was a special team standout in college, and he's someone that could play the slot. And we just showed you the Giants wide receiver depth chart. Outside of Wan'Dale Robinson, you don't really have another slot on this team. Like, yeah, Neighbors can play there. Sure, Jalin Hyatt can play there if he's healthy. But, like, you don't have another guy that is an NFL slot receiver. I'm sorry, that's not Lil Jordan Humphrey. Zach Pascal has 4 catches over the last 2 years. Gunnar Olszewski is a special teams player. I don't want to see. If Gunnar Olszewski is having to catch passes for you, that doesn't say good things about your wide receiver room. I've been impressed from what I've seen from Dalen Cambre on Tuesday's practice. He had a touchdown in the end zone. Scrappy player, provides special teams versatility. Keep your eyes on him. A guy that, to be honest with you, I didn't even know was a person and know was on this team prior to training camp starting. Nic Jones, the backup slot corner. He was the player who picked off Jackson Dart on his first pass at training camp to the New York Giants, and he took it all the way for 6. And then he's got a couple more PBUs, but he also has 2 sacks in training camp off of blitzes coming off the edge. Like, that backup slot position is up for grabs, especially if Cor'Dale Flott becomes a starter. If it's Flott and a Debo, you only got Andrew Phillips in the slot, and maybe Nic Jones could slide into that spot. I don't see Deonte Banks as a slot corner, but Nic Jones, man, I've been impressed with him so far. He's made a couple of splash plays. That pick 6 off Jackson Dart, that caught a lot of attention. He also has 2 sacks. He's a training camp winner for me. In life, there are winners and there are losers, and we're going to talk about those losers from training camp, as they're not losers. Don't be a loser and take it too serious. But be a winner and get this shirt for 50% off. Chatsports.com/Giants sale, a Nike Giants t-shirt for $20, and you can save $20. Go to this link. I'll make sure it's clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. Before we get to the losers from training camp, I wanted to show this tweet in a series of tweets from Bobby Skinner of the Giants Nation show, YouTube, where you get your podcasts everywhere. Shout out to Bobby. He's been at Giants training camp. He's crushing it. And I'll just read you what he said. Giants training camp stats through 6 practices. Russell Wilson, 47-75, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Players that have caught passes from Russell Wilson. Neighbors with 12 grabs, got 4 touchdowns. Tyrone Tracy with 8. Darius Slayton with 6 and a touchdown. Daniel Bellinger has 4 grabs and 2 touchdowns. Theo Johnson has 4 catches. Wan'Dale Robinson, 3 catches and a touchdown. Devin Singletary with 3, as does Amir Smith-Marset. And then Lil Jordan Humphrey, Chris Manhertz, and Greg Dulcich listed as well. Jackson Dart so far through training camp, 27-45, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Dart has gotten better as training camp has gone on, and that's what you want to see. 5 catches for Beaux Collins from Dart. Skattebo has 5 with a touchdown. His hands have really impressed, I think, a lot of people that watch this team. Amir Smith-Marset, 3 more grabs from Dart. Lil Jordan Humphrey has 2 and a touchdown. Motor Singletary has got 2 grabs. Montrell Washington has 2. His Ole Miss buddy, Juice Wells, with 2 grabs. Pascal with 2. Hyatt with 1 grab and a touchdown. He's only practiced on the first day of training camp. Theo Johnson has a touchdown catch. Jordan Bly and Dante Miller have also caught passes. On the defensive side of the field, interception tracker from Bobby. Javon Holland, Andrew Phillips, Nic Jones, Trey Hawkins, and Art Green have all caught an interception as well. Do training camp stats matter? No, but I do think they put some color in the picture to make it all just a little bit more digestible. We are 9 days away from the Giants taking on the Buffalo Bills in training camp. In preseason game number 1. And we're going to be live on this channel an hour early doing what we do. And I want to see you there. So subscribe, turn those notifications on, get your game face on, ladies and gentlemen. It's football time. I hate that we're having to do this. It actually, pisses me off that Deonte Banks is a training camp loser so far. Man, it's one thing to be in a position battle entering year 3 after being a first-round pick for day 1, for day 2, for day 3 of training camp. We are 6 days into training camp, and Deonte Banks is still in a position battle with Cor'Dale Flott. And I think this speaks louder about where Banks is than where Flott is. Deonte Banks is still making the same mistakes he did as a rookie. He's trying to defend the football without turning around. Imagine if I did the show the whole time like this. I just never turned around. Because that's what Deonte Banks does. He never gets his head around. He never finds the ball in the air. And it's defensive pass interference after defensive pass interference after defensive pass interference. He's always out of position. And he's always lost when trying to find the ball. He's able to play tight coverage at times, but even when he is so weak at the point of attack. His ball skills are so bad, it doesn't matter if he's Velcroed to the wide receiver's hip. He can't make a play on the ball. Get your head around. We need you. You're a first-round pick entering year 3. This team isn't talented enough to just piss away first-round picks. And that's what Deonte Banks looks like. A pissed-away first-round pick. We're still rooting for you. We still want you to be successful. We need you to be successful. But holy shit. Get with it or get lost. I'm tired of the tease. I'm tired of it every year. Very disappointing start to training camp for Deonte Banks. As it's been? How do you say it? As it's been? I don't know. Roy Robertson Harris, he has not been good either. And this, As it has been. That's what I'm trying to say. Words. I only get paid to talk. Roy Robertson Harris. Very disappointing start training camp for him. And this is a guy that the Giants gave a 2-year, $9 million deal to. This isn't a vet min guy. This isn't someone that was on the roster bubble. This is someone that was supposed to be your starting DT2, and that's what he has been so far. But so far, he hasn't been good. And the Giants' run defense, it hasn't been good either. And you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Giants' run offense, their rushing offense, has just been that deadly, and the Giants can't stop them. But I don't believe that because when you watch, they're getting blown off the ball. And it's been disappointing. 2 years, $9 million. Go back to the free agency show when the Giants signed him. Why? Why did you pay $9 million for Roy Robertson Harris? I told you guys I like Jeremiah Ledbetter when they signed him. But I worry about Joe Shane evaluating defensive tackles. He hasn't hit on a draft pick there yet. Hopefully Darius Alexander can be that. He missed on giving Rakeem Nunez-Roches that money. He's missed so far. I know we haven't played a game, and hopefully Roy Robertson Harris proves me wrong. But so far, the RRH experiment has been a doom. And this just pains me as well. We talked all spring about how Jalin Hyatt has looked damn good. Remember, Malik Neighbors didn't participate in minicamp. Malik Neighbors didn't participate in OTAs. He was dealing with that toe injury. So Jalin Hyatt got to work with the first-team offense. And he made play after play after play. And Russell Wilson gave kudos after kudos after kudos. But holy shit, man. Why have you not practiced since the first day of training camp? Don't tell me it's cramps. Nobody has a hamstring cramp for 10 days. I've never even cramped in my life. But this was your opportunity. This was your summer. This was your moment to make yourself a part of the Giants wide receiver room and rotation and snap getter. I think he's hurt. And I don't think it's good. He had a hamstring injury to close out OTAs or minicamp, whichever one came second. And then on the first day of training camp, he went down with another hamstring cramp, is what they told us. And they didn't practice on day 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Not great. Luckily, he's on this list due to injury instead of bad play. But you got to be smart, tough, and dependable, as Joe Shane says. And he has not been dependable. Another UDFA player to mention, Juice Wells. He was a player that I thought had an opportunity as a UDFA wide receiver to make this team due to his connections with Jackson Dart, dating back to their days at Ole Miss. But he's not going to make this team. And it doesn't even seem like he's getting that many opportunities. And there are UDFA wide receivers that are above him in the pecking order. Beaux Collins has outplayed him. Dalen Cambre has outplayed him. Jordan Bly looks a little bit better than him. So, Juice Wells, a guy that I thought could have made this team, seems like a long shot at best. 6 days into training camp. Not the end of the world that some people haven't looked good. It doesn't mean everything that some people look good. But it's all we got to talk about. So, yeah, 6 days into training camp. There we are, my winners and losers. A lot more positive than negative, so I'm pumped up about that. Make sure you are following me on social media.